Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in one of the ugliest tanks in the game, the Mutant. I think we can all agree this is an absolutely diabolical looking tank. But while it may be ugly, I do find this really, really fun to play. The Mutant is essentially a T49 in Tier 7, which means that we have a Tier 7 T49, a Tier 8, a Tier 9, being the 92E1, and the Sheridan, so from Tier 7 and up. This vehicle is not a light tank, though. In fact, it's far from it. It only goes 47 kilometers per hour with a rather poor power-to-weight ratio, and it only has 6 degrees of gun depression, not making it very flexible. But what it does feature is 470 damage per shot, and it's actually a pretty fun vehicle because of that. When you're fighting tier 6s, you can two-shot most of them, and even up against tier 7s and 8s, it doesn't do awful because it has one main advantage over the T49, and that is high explosive anti-tank. This vehicle actually has 220 mils of heat pen, where obviously the T49 only loses penetration when loading gold at 170-ish mils of heat. So that is a big advantage for the Mutant, and I don't know, I find this tank pretty fun. It also actually has rather troll armor. I'm not going to say the armor is good, because it's not. You can pen it pretty easily. But because of the way the tank is just designed, it does get a lot of bounces. You've got this, like, manhole cover on the front, and because of the way it's angled, it can get some really goofy bounces there. The lower plate can get bounces, the turret can get bounces. The whole tank is incredibly weird. But here we are in game number 1. Hopefully my power doesn't cut out. It is storming like a mofo right now. And I do have a generator hooked up to the house that runs on natural gas. So, like, if worst came to worst, the generator would kick on. But it would still probably take a couple moments. So my computer would probably shut off and I'd have to restart this recording, which would suck. But here we are in our first game. What do we have up against us? We have a Comet and an Eagle 7 in Tier 7. Okay, that's not too bad at all. We're going to move right over here, and we'll see what we can do. Hello? Anybody there? Oh, we got the Eagle 7. Am I spotted through the bush? Okay, well, they both managed to bounce me. I don't understand how I'm spotted through the bush, though. Like, what's the point of, what's the point of using a bush if you're just going to be detected right through it? Oh, well. You can see the pretty poor mobility of this vehicle, though. Not very fast. Let's aim it on that Comet. Yeah, look at that. That's a third of that vehicle gone. I mean, this tank is just a bop. It really is. As I said, there's nothing incredibly overpowered about it, because while it does have this really, really good alpha, it sacrifices in the accuracy, and it sacrifices a lot of other places. But when it pens, it hits hard. So, what are we going to do here? Well, for now, I think we're just going to wait. Oh, man, that is some loud thunder. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's pretty loud. Alright, well, we got the SU, who I'm not going to be able to hit, at least currently. Maybe I can hit the SU now. Aiming. Yeah, there you go. Nice 473. I don't think that player enjoyed that, to be honest. Yeah, I'll be real. I don't think that player enjoyed that one bit. We have the T-34-85 right here, and bonk. There you go. T-34-85 cleared. I'm going to turn on my game audio a little bit. You know, I still don't understand why my FPS is all wonky when I play Blitz. Like, you can see my GPU is only being 30% used, and my CPU is a less than 20% used, yet the game's not running at a flat 120 FPS. It's like 116, 114. It's very annoying in that regard. Alright, well, let's angle our tank a little bit, and bonk, there you go. 451 damage shell into Le Junu. And I don't want to be shot by both the KV-3 and the Junu, so we're just going to chill and cover here. And we'll aim it on the KV-3 lower plate. 3, 2, 1. Bonk, there you go. 427, not bad. Once again, you can see the alpha damage of this thing. It's pretty nasty, right? It's kind of like a mini Chimera, but you actually have more damage per shot than the Chimera. That's the crazy part. So all that's left at this point is the KV-3 and the Tiger 131. I don't know if we're going to be able to deal any more damage, but We'll try and get over there. As I said, this tank is not very fast. Like, we can see, I'm only going 40 kilometers per hour right now. It's one of the slower tanks in the tier, and that 1375 just stripped away 480 health off of that Tiger. But, haha, we still got a 200 damage shot. So I can't complain at all. We ended up dealing 2,876, and we actually got a couple bounces, especially at the beginning of the game. That's a good example of the kind of troll armor this vehicle has. We blocked 800. That's not bad, judging that I only have like 1,500 health in this tank. So I blocked half of my health worth of damage there. Not a bad result at all, though. That obviously placed us top on the team. Let's try one more game in the Mutant and Seafull to go just as well. But this is exactly why I have fun in this vehicle, because it's just this incredibly goofy tier 7. It's not overpowered. Like, yes, it has moments where it feels overpowered. Being able to chunk off half of a tier 6 is pretty crazy. But you also have the downside of pretty bad mobility, almost no gun depression, and when you're obviously placed in a tier 8 battle, you're going to be struggling. So it definitely has downsides. If you compare the capabilities of the Mutant to something like the T-34-1 or the CS-52 Lys, I do think that those tanks in general have more capabilities. But when you get matchups like this, you just can't help and smile. So let's see what we can do. We got a T-37, Stridsvon 74A2, Loza. This is honestly a better matchup than the last one because not only do they have a bunch of lightly armored vehicles, but they're just almost all mediums, right? So this tank does a great job of dealing with mediums, as mediums have less alpha. The most damage per shot medium they have is 160. That's it. The Cheery, I guess, technically can deal 480 because it's an autoloader with, what, a 1 second intraclip, so it can go bam, bam, bam. But in general, it's not that much of a problem, because I can deal the same damage that a Cheery does in 3 shells in a matter of 1. Oh, hello there, Mr. AMX Miss. What are you doing, good sir? Bonk. There you go. 477 off of that player. The Tiger shoots my VK-28. I need to cross this, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be allowed to do that right now. Let's put on our adrenaline, and yeah, 484 off the T-37. Once again, like, that's it. Half of that tier 6 is gone. I mean, that's crazy when you think about it. So we're going to reload here a teeny bit longer. If that Tiger wants to poke, he's going to regret it. You know, actually, it looks like we can overmatch the roof of that Tiger due to 3 calibers rule, which is pretty interesting. But we're going to aim it on the side of this Lozas really quick, and ooh, nah, we're not going to risk it. It's doable, but I know how my luck is, and as I said, my FPS is a little laggy for some reason, so I'm not gonna deal with that lag right now. Got the Tiger all the way on the side over there. I don't really want to deal with that. Well, might be able to shoot the Tiger. I'm not really sure what the Tiger's doing, but you know what? If he's gonna back up, yeah, 588. Now that is a juicy shell. That's a third of that tier 7 heavy stripped away. That's just, again, like, the alpha damage this vehicle has is absolutely insane. So we're going to reload again here. We're going to aim it on the Tiger. 3, 2, 1, and we'll just load in a gold shell. There you go. Even a gold shell still does 400 damage. That's pretty good stuff. Alright, well, we're up to 2,300 damage at this point, which is pretty good. We got 5 more seconds left on our reload. The VK gets a shell into the Tiger, and we're just going to slam an HE on the side and clear him for 58 damage. Not bad. Not bad at all, as we can see. I find this thing so fun to drive and mess around with. You can obviously let me know your personal feelings and comments about this tank, but in general, this is a very, very fun vehicle, and it's one that I would recommend you consider getting your hands on. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video as much as I did, and yeah, apart from that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.